Hello, this is Daniel Lin, and today I'll be going over my Shiny app 3. So this Shiny app analyzes California crash data from 2021 to 2023 over these three tabs. And let me first restart my app to get everything at default values. Let's look at the first tab, which is the crash map. We can hover over these points and we can like go over one. There's like a label that says the severity of the crash, the type of crash, the day of the crash, and the violation of the crash. Um, we can see that we can also select like the specific years that these crashes cover. So let's like change this, I guess, to like 2022 to 2021. We'll see that like some values, like we'll see ones that disappear right here. This one's 2023. When we go over to 2022, it disappears, no longer there. And all the other ones, 2021, this one's 2022. So it's between these ranges. And then we can also see that you can choose different locations. The default is set at Berkeley, but let's just change it to like, let's say Bernardino. And we can also see that we can change like the type of violation category. There's like a lot here, so let's just like select all of them. We can just choose like say like DUI. So all of these crashes will be like caused from like violation DUI, violation DUI. We can also add some more if we want, like unsafe speed. That was a pretty common one. So all of these will either be DUIs or unsafe speeds. And then we can also change the color that they're coded by. So originally, it's set at like the type of collision, broadside, head-on, hit object. This is from the what is it called? The paired palette. But then when we switch it to collision severity, we see that it's like a gradient where like the more severe crashes are like a darker color. You see that fatal injury is like this dark red. Um, we can look and see that the dark reds are all fatal injuries. And then next we can check the second tab, which is the choropleth map. This shows all the counties in California, and I decided to organize it by like the fatality rate of crashes. So we can see like the darker um, counties have like a higher proportion of fatal crashes, with the highest being I think this one, which is Trinity, which is with the fatal crash rate of 0.092. And then for this one, we can also change the ranges. So this is like 2023. We can change it to 2021 to 2022, or we can just change it to 2021, or we can like change it back again. And then we can also choose like the types of collisions if you want to focus on a specific type of collision. It's originally set at all types, but let's say like I'll just pick a crash that sounds like kind of fatal, like a head-on collision. We see that like wow, one of these has a fatal crash rate of 0.368, which makes sense. It's like the head-on crash is probably like more fatal than just your average crash. And then it says different from all types. Like the highest for all types is 0.09, but for head-on 0.035. Lastly, let's look at the last tab for trends over time. We see that there's three visualizations here. One is a data table, one is a faceted graph from faceted by year, so 2021, 22, and 2023, and then the last graph is just the entire range. We can see that we can sort for like different things, like such as collision severity, type of collision, violation category, and then we can see like during which hours of the day, days of the week, or months of the year that like the highest report, like highest number of crashes that those occur during. So, for example, like for hour 17 in across the entire range, there seems to be the most amount of um, possible injury crashes. And then we can also sort by type of collision. We'll see that the highest, like most common type of collision is rear ends, and they also seem to happen during hour 17. And then lastly, let's go to violation category. Um, and this is like pretty large, so if you want to zoom in and make things easier to see, we can see that in hour 18 or hour 17, this is the highest. There's 1,000 or 12,522 crashes due to the violation category being unsafe speed. That seems pretty like it seems like unsafe speed seems to be like the highest for most of the hours. And then we can also change it to like days of the week. Not much to change, but yeah, we'll see that like the unsafe speed one is the most common still. But it seems to happen that like Friday has the most crashes. Seems like and sort by month. It seems like October has the most amount of crashes, and we can also do this for any of the other ones that we choose. And then when we look at we can take a look at the data table to find like whatever we want. So collision severity, let's just say like let's find the like the highest. We'll see that highest collision severity is possible injury, and there's like 8,000 during October. And this is basically my Shiny app 3. Thanks for watching.